So John, with the new scrum engagement laws, how do you think that's going to affect the game from a Harlequins point of view and in terms of global rugby as well?
Yeah, most of the year we seem to have a new attempt at trying to sort it out. This year there is a crouch, bind, set procedure. Crouch the same as it has been before, but the big difference being that the props then must pre-bind on each other before the engagement takes place. Scientists are telling us that it's reducing the impact by about 25% where it's been trialled in terms of the actual force that people are hitting each other. I think it could be even more than that actually, because significantly as well the referees have been told that the ball then cannot go into the scrum until such time as it's stable. So if one side hits markedly harder than the other side does, the referee is not going to allow the ball to be put into the scrummage until such time as the scrum is stable. He's also he will dictate that happening, so it won't happen on engagement, the ball being put in. People will laugh at this next part, but they're also suggesting very, very strongly that the ball then has got to be put in straight. I think that is good. I think it's going to bring back in things that perhaps have been forgotten about. Old buggers like me remember where you had to strike for the ball properly, and so it's going to need a slightly more technical scrum in certain ways. It'll be interesting to see what impact it has on the scrum. I think anybody who thinks they know 100% is probably lying. There's going to be a degree of trial and error as to how it will work, but I think there is no doubt in my mind. I would hedge a strong bet that there will be less collapses on the scrum. I think sometimes people almost overlook for reasons why scrums collapse, and they often forget the accidental. When you're hitting so hard and you're seeking to get a bind in a specific place, the shirts are tight, even on some of the they're tight on some of the guys out the back who are running, but some of the bigger lads, they are very tight, and trying to get a bind on a hot, perspiring grip, it's not easy. So that will take away some of that, I'm sure, and there being a less force on the engagement as well will be the case also. Sure, there'll be other things that will crop up as well, but the intent is to clean the game up. It's quite controversial, I think, because, as I said, the fact that we're pre-binding before we hit is 25% of it, but if you then start to add in the fact that the referee is not going to allow the ball to go into the scrum until such time as the scrum is stable, then either we're going to have a lot of messing around where the scrum is moving and referees are free kicking, which I think is probably likely to start with, because sides are conditioned to hit hard, and if one side is hitting slightly harder than another, that starts to create a problem. But I think once the thing is, if the thing is not, or the thing then becomes stable and it's put in, it's difficult to see that there should be as many issues with it as before. But we'll see. Probably and hopefully less collapsed scrummages, maybe a bit more messing around before the ball is put in, but we'll see.